McDonald's. How may I help you?
Hi, yes. I would like to have one Big Mac.
I'm sorry, sir. We're out of Big Macs today. Is there something else I can get you?
Wow, you're out of Big Macs. This is McDonald's. Wow. Okay. No big deal. Just give me a basket of fries. I'd like to have a basket of fries.
Sir, again, I apologize for the inconvenience, but we do not have French fries today. The fryer is down. Is there something else that I can get you?
Wow. Uh, man, I'm really hungry. I would love to eat. No French fries at a McDonald's. Okay. Um, all right, the fryer's down. I tell you what, just give me an a hot apple pie. One hot apple pie, please.
Sir, you're going to think I'm making this up, and I do truly apologize for this. We do not have hot apple pies. Our apple pie shipment did not come in this week. We
Are you
are
kidding
expecting
me?
to have it next week, but today we do not have hot apple pie. Is there something else I can get you?
Uh, well, I'm super hungry. Um, you know what? I'm just gonna have a premium salad, and I'll have uh, um, the chicken. Well, make the fryers down. I'll have that one premium salad. And do you have any of the super hard cookies? If so, I'd like to have the bag of cookies that comes in the Happy Meal, and a water. That's all. Did I just see a ghost? You know the blue people with tails? Hey, good game, shooter. We transitioned from to ooh.
Unreasonable Doubt, a podcast about West Virginia University basketball, starts now.
Hello. Wah wah. From the studio in Nitro, West Virginia, this is Unreasonable Doubt. It's a podcast about West Virginia University basketball, part of the Basketball Podcast Network. I'm Josh Witt. Texas, it wasn't close. West Virginia lost by 15. That's generous. You look at the box score, hey, 15-point loss. Don't have your leading scorer. Not bad. This was bad, right? But can't read too much into it because Taz not in the game, didn't make the trip. Gabe Osaboyan not in the game, didn't make the trip. Kobe Johnson not in the game, didn't make the trip. We've seen this. We've been on the other side of this. UConn came to Morgantown, didn't have their two best guys. That was actually a close game. So that's one difference there between that game and this game versus a really good Texas team. I mean, I don't know if West Virginia wins this game with those guys in the lineup. A lot of headwinds, right? Too long of a layoff. Going on the road. West Virginia has not won their Big 12 road opener since Javon Carter's senior year. And so you add in the three guys out of the lineup and Texas not having an off day, and that's it. I mean, let's be clear. Texas had it up to 28 at one point in the second half. This game was out of hand. And is this going to be the only game WVU experiences for the rest of the year where the game's out of hand on the road? Nope. I'm sorry. That's probably going to happen again. This is not a one-off, even with WVU at full strength. I mean, Texas give credit to them. Locked in on defense. Chris Beard, good coach. They face guarded Sean McNeil. They dared anybody else to beat them, and we couldn't do it. And they sped WVU up on their passes. WVU turned the ball over 20 times a day. Some were just straight up bad passes because we're not a good passing team. But some were forced by Texas's defense, some rushed passes, kind of, having trouble getting the ball in bounds, passes, like just rough looking stuff. My man Polycap, not his best performance today. And Texas's guards were really good. Courtney Ramey, been there forever, started the game hot, making open shots. It's not a good look for WVU, for anybody to be left wide open. That guy who can make contested threes, and then you're just giving them wide open shots. Jones, been there forever. He was solid. He made his threes. And then the guy they got from Minnesota, he was explosive. And Teddy Allen's brother was running out there, was running around. It's a small world. Teddy Allen's brother causing WVU some heartburn. And another weird thing kind of in the peripheral, had no effect on the game. Remember the guy last year who played for Texas Tech who actually looked like the Red Raider? That dude came with Chris Beard to Austin. And he got in towards the end of the game. But it really looked like, since Texas Tech had nothing to do with this game, it looked like Texas was holding Texas Tech's mascot hostage. Which is absolutely not true. The guy went to join Chris Beard at Texas, his free will. He was there. He was not forced to be there. But it just looked like that, right? Sean McNeil, because of Taz not being there, he played 40 minutes a day. For West Virginia to have any chance, even if other guys stepped up, Sean McNeil was going to have to make tough shots, and he couldn't make them today. He got a few shots to go in, but some of the tough shots that he's been making, he did not do that today. Malik Curry, second game in a row where he got his when the game was out of hand. Like Malik Curry got on fire when there wasn't a question of what the result was going to be. So he'd scored 14 points all in the second half after Texas had built the lead up to 25. Then it was Malik Curry time. And I don't want to call those points empty calories, but I also don't not want to call those empty calories. The one thing I did see that I like from Malik Curry is that, and I've noticed this in the last game as well, he's changed his free throw routine. He's still going behind the back, but instead of going right from behind the back to going into a shot, he's taking a couple of dribbles, kind of positioning the ball. So a nice little one Mississippi before he's taking it up. And he made all of his free throws a day. So I think that's a good sign that can help in future games. Again, I don't know what the complaint is if the guy's scoring. It just, I don't know. I don't want to sound critical here, but make the shots when the outcome is in question. Get 14 when it counts is what I'm saying. If I had a preference, and Malik Curry probably have his preference too. If you're going to make 14 points, do you want to make them when the game is close? Do you want to make them when you're up 30, or do you want to make them when you're down 25? And in the last two games, West Virginia up 30, Malik Curry started being very aggressive. West Virginia down 25 today, Malik Curry very aggressive. And in the first half, no points from Malik Curry. So I'm not picking on Malik Curry. I'm saying his name a lot. Just keeping an eye on that. Empty calorie points. I think all three of the fifth-year transfer guys, it's going to be some even more acclimation into what the Big 12 is like. And it just wasn't in the cards today for the Mountaineers. And that's okay. Let's be clear. That's okay to lose a game on the road against a top 20 team. That's okay. Long season. The bright spots for today, besides Malik Curry making free throws, without Gabe, West Virginia was net even in rebounds. I feel like the rebounding, not so much offensive rebounding, that hasn't been bad all year, but the keeping the other team from killing us on offensive rebounds, I feel like West Virginia is getting that figured out, and it's great to even out with the other team without one of your best rebounders in Gabe. So that I like that. I feel like Isaiah Cottrell, his defense was pretty solid today. Like this is weird to say, but he's playing like he's almost 7 foot and altering shots. He had 3 blocks a day. He got 6 rebounds. I know he can do things from the perimeter, but it's nice to see our 6'11" guy against good competition, like getting dirty down low. I like that. And the offense is going to come along. But the defense, I really liked what I saw from Cottrell today. And as far as overall performance, speaking of coming along, West Virginia's own Jalen Bridges. Like most aggressive Jalen Bridges game of the season. And sure, Taz is out, one less person to defer to. Like he was looking for his, and he had 18 points. A lot of those when the game could have went either way, that short time frame where it could have went either way. Like he was aggressive from the jump. 3 steals, 6 rebounds. Like he was looking for a shot, 4 of 7 from 3. Second half, it was out of hand already, but you can't deny when he got the ball on the fast break and dunked it over 2 guys, kind of is this going to be a dunk? And he dunked it with 2 hands. And then on his way on his way back down, he was pantomiming. I don't know what this means. Jalen Bridges could speak to what he was doing, but he was making a hand motion like he was stuffing the trash down in the trash can so he didn't have to take the trash out. Guys, we've all been there, right? It's time to take the trash out, but what if I push the trash down? That's going to make some more room now. I don't have to take the trash out. I don't know if that's exactly what Jalen Bridges was doing. The ref didn't like it, called a technical foul on him. Seemed like a bit much. But I think there's room for Jalen Bridges to play like he played today without Taz Sherman on offense. He was more aggressive, and it still didn't feel like he was forcing shots. Like he took 11 shots. I don't know how many of those were forced or out of the offense. Taz can be on the floor, and Jalen Bridges can take 11 shots. And I liked all the shots. I did not wince once at his shot selection. And so when Taz comes back, whenever he comes back, what Texas's plan was for Sean McNeil, they're going to do that to Taz Sherman. They're going to try to do that with Sean McNeil. And so it's just an opportunity. Like Bridges will have opportunities to do what he did today to help the team win. So you could hopefully we can either point back to this game, or we can point back to him changing his hair, or go back to the pepperoni roll commercial. Whatever the turnaround is, hopefully we can look back and say, early in the season, Jalen Bridges, not aggressive, deferring too much. Right around the new year, for whatever reason, he became aggressive and really helped this team on both sides of the ball. So No TCU game on Monday, pandemic. So hopefully the three guys that weren't available today feel better. And then for basketball purposes, hopefully available for the next game on Saturday. They may lose by double digits again in conference. I don't want that to happen, but let's not think even shorthanded or having everybody available. This league is very difficult. And let's not read too much into it other than that's what it is. Random thoughts coming up. Hey, hockey fans. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, has a no-brainer offer that'll make you a winner once any shot gets past the goalie. New customers bet just $1 on any NHL game and win $100 in free bets if either team scores. Like the NHL got rid of ties, so somebody's going to score. And if they score, you win $100 in free bets. Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet. No worries. Everybody can play for huge cash prizes all season long with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Hockey Contest. DraftKings is giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with their first deposit. So, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code TBPN. Throw down $1 on any NHL game and win $100 in free bets if either team scores a goal. That's promo code TBPN this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. Must be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit and $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Random thoughts for this episode of Unreasonable Doubt. Got a great NBA update. Not one, not two, but now 3 Mountaineer alumni have gotten game time this season in the NBA. Count them, 3. You know 2 of them. Javon Carter, still in the rotation for Brooklyn, getting spot minutes. Deuce McBride, he got his first start versus the Thunder this week. So Deuce, not only get minutes, gets his first start in his rookie season as a New York Knick. And then let's add Jayshawn Page to the list. Jayshawn Page has been in the G League this season. He got the call up because pandemic. It doesn't matter. Joins the Detroit Pistons, got in the game today versus the Spurs. So that's 3 guys from WVU that have logged minutes in the NBA in one season. I was thinking about it. Like, I'm an older man. Has that ever happened in my lifetime? And the answer is, it's never happened. Since 1980, there have not been 3 WVU guys in one NBA season that have gotten game time. The closest was 2013, Devin E. Banks for the Lakers and Kevin Jones for Cleveland. Those guys were in the same season. Of course, prior to today, it was Javon Carter and Deuce McBride. But now we have 3. What a time to be alive. It's so great. Like, I don't know how many WVU fans are going to become Detroit Piston fans because of Jayshawn Page. But now we went from, whichever team Javon Carter's on, WVU fans are going to root for that team, to now we've got choices. Yeah, 2 of the 3 are in New York, but still, it's what a great time to be alive. Also, notice this at the end of the game today under this idea of sportsmanship, right? Like Chris Beard got some guys in very late in the game because the game was out of hand. It's a 15-point game. Texas has the ball. They get it past half court. And there's there's nothing that's going to happen in those 10 seconds that's going to affect the outcome of the game. But 9 of the 10 guys that could be playing basketball with so much time left the court. Like they were ready to get into the handshake line to be done with the game. And so you have a dude from Texas on the court literally by himself dribbling off 10 seconds. And he didn't shoot the ball, didn't even think about it. But let me ask you, and it doesn't matter what the score is, if you're the only person on the court and you have the ball, are you not even tempted just a little bit to make a layup? Or at least shoot the ball from almost half court? Like, would your mind be like, when I'm wide open? I know. Sportsmanship. But also, you're wide open. And yes, if that dude from Texas would have went in and dunked the ball and did like a flex or something, then Huggins would have called timeout, and it could have been like Mortal Kombat, right? It would not have went over well. And I'm not saying that guy should have done it, but I'm just, as a person, you don't have any defense in front of you. You don't have anybody to pass it to. I'm just saying it would at least go through your mind. I could. What's the harm in me shooting it from, if I make it from 35 feet? What's the big deal? I'm still doing good sportsmanship. I could have dunked it or shot a lay. No, not me. I could not have made a dunk, but I could get a layup in with 10 seconds left from half court. Why can't you just play it out with like the guys at the end of the bench and just keep playing basketball? That's it. I feel like that's an old man take. Speaking of old, how old I am, that feels like an old man take. But the whole everybody leaves, and they do it in football too. You know, they start doing the handshakes and stuff with time left. But like, the game's not happening. Like they don't have to line up, you know, in that, like, the last rundown of the seconds. Basketball, you don't have that. Like, the game is live. So I don't know. Just get off my lawn. Final thoughts coming up. Interact with the show. That just means interact with me on social media. On Twitter at I'm Josh Witt, on Instagram at UnreasonableDoubtWV, on the Facebook at UnreasonableDoubtWV, or just type it in the search bar. Interact! Final thoughts for this episode of Unreasonable Doubt. The next game for WVU is Saturday, January 8th, 2 p.m. in Morgantown versus the Kansas State Wildcats. The game will be on ESPN+. I'm going to be in the Coliseum for this one. I've always wanted to hear Bruce Weber scream a lot in person, and I'm finally getting that opportunity on Saturday. Knock on wood. Who knows? But Kansas State, they are probably projected to be last place in the conference, and they're good. Like, they are not a bad team. Kansas State tied with Oklahoma at Oklahoma today with 1 minute left. Ended up losing by 2. Kansas State, you may not know the guys, but they're good at defense. Bruce Weber's teams are always good at defense. They've had 4 losses this year, or this season. All were single digits, so they have not been blown out. They played Illinois tough. They played Marquette tough, Oklahoma tough, no bad losses. And they've added a 6'9" guy from Wake Forest that makes threes. So that's a nice wrinkle. And Mike McGurl, that guy's still at Kansas State. I feel like he was recruited by Bob Huggins to come to Kansas State. Back when Bob Huggins coached Kansas State before he came to WVU. Mike McGurl, still there. This game is not a gimme. We don't know who's going to be available. We don't even know if this game will be played. So, Happy New Year. That's it for this episode of Unreasonable Doubt. Listen on all the platforms, or just pick one. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify Podcast, Castbox. Speaking of Spotify, if you're listening on Spotify, look for the stars and hit the star button and hit 5 stars. That helps this podcast, I think. Until next time, I'm Josh Witt. This has been Unreasonable Doubt, WVU, for the 2021-2022 season. They're 11-2.